Hey paisanos, welcome back. It's Uncle Frank on a Sunday, and those lyrics are probably going to crush your ears if you listen to them. Hey kids, it's time for a channel update, and I'm toying around with a Rock Band controller because I've been thinking about Rock Band, or I've been thinking about things like Rock Band. Fads, that's the word. I'm probably going to do a video on fads at some point on the channel because fads can be a hobby, right? Or I shouldn't say fads themselves can be the hobby. Obviously, your hobby can't be chasing fads, but I suppose it could be. But more fads that stick with you, even after their popularity has waned. That's probably an interesting video topic to cover at some point. So keep that in mind. Besides that, fun week. We've had a very busy week, too. The world of video games, the world of card games, and even some fun comic news. I don't really want to go back to covering like general news on the channel, but I will say the two things of note, three things, four things. Geez, it piles on, it compiles over the time. There's been a lot of fun activity in the world of hobbies, collectibles, and general entertainment. And I've been keeping an eye on some of it. I don't want this to be a channel where, in addition to not being a news channel, because that's not what I want to do, not specifically what I want to do, in addition to not being a news channel, I don't want to be a channel that just gives my terrible, uneducated opinion on every single piece of financial news or data point that I think it might be interesting. I actually recorded a whole video the other day about Destined Rivals and what was going on with the sealed product and the single cards on the secondary market post-release. And then I decided to not release that video because I was like, it sounds too much like another old man on YouTube talking about financial hypes, and it wasn't a video I was proud of, so I got rid of that one. But I will say, in terms of like overall market nonsense, there is some fun stuff going on. And look, the Switch 2 came out, and the Switch 2 is yet another reminder that a lot of the angry grumbling you see online from the angriest and loudest corners of the internet, it's usually hot air. Because guess what? From all numbers we're seeing, sales numbers from big box retailers, smaller gaming stores, etc., it looks like the Switch 2 is doing really well. Yeah, there's some bad news with it. There are, what was the one story I found? GameStop employees were destroying them by stapling receipts to the box, and that apparently went right through to the screen, and I think that's kind of funny. So there's the Switch 2 thing. It came out, it released, and sure, there wasn't a boatload of fanfare, but I saw the line outside of my local GameStop, and I looked around online, and yeah, people are buying them. So when people online are telling you that this is going to fail, and Nintendo is bitten off more than they can chew, and that nobody's going to buy these outrageous price tags, it's safe to ignore that. And another piece of data for that same argument is, look, Final Fantasy, the pre-release was this weekend. And we are still a few days away, because what, official release is Friday or Saturday, something like that. And the collector boxes are pushing, or maybe even might be above 800 as we speak. So yeah, when people online are telling you that these prices are unacceptable, and nobody's going to pay them, and that, you know, there's just no demand for product at that price tag, and it's all that angry grumbling, you can just ignore it. Follow your heart, follow your gut when it comes to your purchasing decisions, obviously. But also, you know, make an educated decision when it comes to whether or not you're going to pick something up. Because oftentimes, if you form your decisions based on what other people are saying online, you might make some choices you'll regret down the line. And this was actually a conversation I was having on the Discord the other day, where someone had mentioned that another guy buying Universes Beyond was a betrayal of my trust, because I don't like Universes Beyond. But I want to be clear to guys, I want to be clear to everybody. just because I don't like something, or just because a content creator you like, or a friend you like, or whoever, just because somebody else doesn't like something doesn't mean you shouldn't buy things that you might like. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Universes Beyond or any Magic crossover really, but I'm not going to try and tell someone else not to get it. That's silly and childish, right? More to the point, I'm not going to give like collectibles advice on that kind of thing, especially if I know that that advice would be counter to what I would do. I'm not going to like. I'm a strong believer of putting your money where your mouth is. Like I bought a collector box of Final Fantasy because I believe that the product is going to be good, and that if you can get a hold of it for a decent price, you should. Do I like the set? No, but I'm not going to let that hatred of the Universes Beyond as a product cloud my financial decisions. I'm going to try to think rationally about that kind of thing. And I think a lot of the people who are being upset about the Switch 2 are kind of falling into that anger trap of they're letting their knee-jerk reaction hatred of Nintendo's recent decisions clouding their idea of whether or not this is something people were going to buy. And I'm willing to bet if people were making bets about how well the Switch 2 was selling, a lot of the angry people online would be they'd be regretting their bets right now. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. In the world of Flesh and Blood, this has been a really freaking good week for Flesh and Blood. I got 2 cases total, open them both. I'm still adding them to my inventory. I'm probably going to do some more listing after I record this slew of videos, because I'm doing this one now. I'm going to do another video afterwards talking about Final Fantasy, because there was something to talk about there. Trust me. But not only do I have a bunch of Flesh and Blood stuff, a bunch of Pokemon stuff to add too. So this has been a very busy week in terms of just adding stuff to the inventory. That's been fun. That's been very fun. And this was another week where I was once again reminded that you never have enough time. You never have enough time. And I don't have infinite time to spend on this entire thing in general. The channel, the conversations with you guys, and hanging out on Discord, and all the TCG player stuff. The other day I got a bunch of orders, all over 100 cards, all from different sets, different TCGs, and I was like, it's going to take me forever to get through these. Gosh. It has been a busy week, but it's been an eventful week and a fun week even. I've had a lot of fun conversations with people, not just here and on Discord, but having some email interactions with some folks. That's been fun. And yeah, I just want to, I suppose I'll leave this little update video with, I'm doing good. This has been a fun week for me. I'm going to be, hopefully talking about Hecatomb next week. I've been wanting to do that for a while now. I think it's a fun video. I think it's a fun card game, because it's one of the craziest ones Wizards of the Coast has ever done. So look forward to that. That's it in terms of future announcements. Yeah, that's all I can really think of right now. If something else comes up, then you guys will see it. So for now, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy whatever does end up coming out for the channel, and I will see you next time.